Golfers, Dean with golfallyear.com, and today is a video that I've been waiting to do. This is the comparison between the Optishot 2 and the R Motion swing analyzer, and I'm going to compare the club data. I'm going to compare the club head speed and the distance. In this video, I hit my 7-iron and my pitching wedge, and I had the settings of the Optishot to the default settings of 100%. I believe 110% is more accurate for my swing, but I set it back to the default so we can get a good test here. And so I hit a bunch of balls and had the Optishot hooked up to my computer and the swing analyzer on my phone. And so let's see how those shots play out in terms of accuracy. And what I like you to do is I want you to decide and help me decide which is more accurate by commenting down below. Let me know what your feelings are. There were a couple of shots with the Optishot that were misreads because when I take and hit it somewhat fat, it doesn't read very well. And so you'll see a couple of those. But besides that, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think the R Motion or the Optishot is more accurate for what we need to do in terms of improving our golf game. So let's take a look and comment down below. All right, this is the R Motion versus the Optishot. This is a pitching wedge. Let's hit some shots. You have R Motion 67 miles an hour, 104 yards. Optishot 63 miles an hour, 97 yards. You have the Optishot with a miss hit, 38 mile an hour. R Motion 69, 98. .62 mile an hour for the Optishot, 99 yards. 67 and 102 for the R Motion. Again, Optishot says that I hit it fat, 43 mile an hour, 55 yards. R Motion 69 mile an hour, 110 yards. There's a good shot. It was 60. Optishot was 67 miles an hour, 104 yards. R Motion 69 mile an hour, 106 yards. Another fat shot from Optishot. R Motion had 69 miles an hour, 113 yards. Another good shot. Optishot has it 69 mile an hour, 112. R Motion has it 69, 99. Optishot 62 mile an hour, 97 yards. And R Motion 69 mile an hour, 119 yards. Optishot 61, 93 yards. R Motion 69, 99. That shot by Optishot. R Motion 71, 114. That's the highest so far. Optishot 62 mile an hour, 102 yards. R Motion 69, 113. Okay, let's hit some shots with the 7-iron. $70 mile an hour, 131 yards. The Optishot 69 mile an hour, 125 yards with the R Motion. Misread with the Optishot. R Motion has it 71 mile an hour, 146 yards. Optishot 68 mile an hour, 128 yards. R Motion 73 mile an hour, 136 yards. Felt a little thin. Optishot has it 72 mile an hour, 134 yards. R Motion 71 mile an hour, 132 yards. Little fat with that one. 65 yards on the Optishot, or 5 mile an hour, 119 yards. 71, 148. Optishot 71 mile an hour, 136 yards. R Motion 73 mile an hour, 152 yards. Optishot 72 mile an hour, 137 yards. R Motion 71 mile an hour, 144 yards. Optishot 69 mile an hour, 130 yards. R Motion 71 mile an hour, 152 yards. Optishot 73 mile an hour, 137 yards. R Motion 71 mile an hour, 129 yards. I think I caught it a little fat. Mile an hour for Optishot, 126 yards, 71 and 132 for the R Motion. That one felt pretty good. 71 mile an hour, 136 for the Optishot, 73, 152 for the R Motion. Another one I thought I hit pretty well. That was 69, 131 for Optishot, 71, 152 for R Motion.